Hello again, everyone. I'm Robert Fithin, and when you grow up before the internet age and you were always reading magazines and books and articles about your favorite singers and groups and songs, a lot of times you can be really interested in stuff and know a lot about it, read up all the time, but you find out later on you've been mispronouncing their name the entire time, because if you're just reading it, how are you supposed to know? So I thought, now that we are in the internet age, like well into it, I thought I'd go ahead and make a video just to clear up some of the misunderstandings about how to pronounce some band names, a couple of songs, maybe even a record label thrown in there as well, maybe even another name thrown in or two. So let's get right to it. These guys are called Husker Du. Husker Du is how you pronounce their name, not Husker Du. One of the lead singers of this band, The Cars, is named Rick Ocasek. Rick Ocasek. I can still remember MTV all the time used to say Ocasek, which would make all the DJs say Ocasek. His name is actually Rick Ocasek. How about this one? Always up for debate. Sade. Sade is how you say her name, not Sade. Sade. And as a matter of fact, the cassette and the original CD came out with a pronunciation right on it. I mean, that's her own label doing that. Now, when she says her own name, she kind of says Sade, but so it's kind of like, it's still kind of up in the air, but it's definitely not Sade. We can all agree on that. Just kind of like these guys, their name, of course, Slarday. They're the ones that did the original versions of the Quiet Riot songs, Mama, We're All Crazy Now, and Come On, Feel the Noise. Slarday. Actually, they're Slade. That was a joke. Don't call these guys Slarday. Let's move on now to a song from 1990 from the group Enigma that mixed Gregorian chants with the James Brown sample. You all know it and love it. Doot, 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 doot. It's called Sadness. It's not called Sadness. It's not called Sadness. And it's certainly not called Chardayness. It's called Sadness because the muse of the song is the Marquis de Sade. Who knew that? That's crazy. But yeah, Sadness, part one, is actually how you pronounce that. How about the blonde from the group, the blonde woman from the group ABBA? Or is it ABBA? Well, either way, her name is Agneta. Agneta Falskog is her name. Not Agnetha or Agnetha or Agneta. Agneta. Agneta Falskog. Which leads us to a group that just had really one big song here in the U.S. called The Captain of Her Heart. Hey! Try the veal. The Captain of Her Heart. You wouldn't be, faulted for thinking that these guys were just called Double. I mean, that's basically what their name looks like it is. But it's actually pronounced Double. It's Double. With The Captain of Her Heart. That's Double. Now, everybody should know how to pronounce Lynyrd Skynyrd, since their album title is literally pronounced. Lynyrd Skynyrd has the, pronunciation guide right there for you on the album cover. The problem these guys run into is spelling all the time. All you have to remember is there's 4 Y's in it. If you don't have 4 Y's, you're spelling it wrong. It's not Leonard, Skenyard, or any of this other stuff I've seen people write down. 4 Y's and no other vowels. Okay? 4 Y's, no other vowels. Really simple then to pronounce or to spell Lynyrd Skynyrd. Bon Iver. Bon Iver? No. Bon Iver. Bon Iver is how you say that particular group's name. How about the drummer from Rush? May he rest in peace. His name was Neil Peart. Neil Peart was his name, not Neil Peart. It's not a shampoo. Neil Peart is how you say his name. This band used to be huge in the 90s. Live is who they are, or were. Not Live, Live. That's why they have the long thing over the I there. It's Live. And yeah, these guys used to do all kinds of songs about how everybody should live together in peace and everybody get along. And, well, these 4 guys couldn't manage to do that without suing each other. So a little bit of credibility lost there. You know what? I give up. Is it Ace Frehley or Ace Frehley? And when he says his own name, is he saying Frehley, but he's saying it with a New York cadence in his voice? That same thing that comes into place with the Sade. Say it however you want. He's an excellent guitarist, and as far as I'm concerned, his guitar riffs, especially on those early Kiss albums, they rank right up there with the revered legends of guitar. Ace Frehley, I believe, is how you're actually supposed to say that. Now, this is one that I actually mispronounced about 3 years ago on my second or third YouTube video, and somebody corrected me in the comments, and I called them the Durruti Club or column. They are the Durruti column on Factory Records. You know, the Durruti column with the New Order people in the Sandpaper album cover. This will ruin your Bob Dylan or Duran Duran album if you put it right next to it. You don't have a sleeve over it. Yeah, this is just Sandpaper album cover from the Durruti column, not the Durruti column. Now here's one that might cause a little bit of controversy. Björk. Yeah, I didn't know it either. I've been calling her Björk for a long time. Her name is actually Björk, and people thought that was just an accent or something, but no, there's an umlaut, so it is actually Björk. And how about the band Neu? Not Niu or Nui or some, it's Neu. And if you want to keep the German through the whole thing, this album would be called Neu Zwei. Erasure, right? Why do people say Erasure? Is that how you say their name? I'm not sure about this one. Is it Erasure? Because I've always just called them Erasure. I asked somebody one time, I'm like, how do you say their name? And it's like, oh, it's Erasure. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, I'm sure of it. Erasure? That's, I mean, if something's been erased, it's erasure, right? No? Okay. Rihanna. I do know that, though. Her name is not Rihanna. It's Rihanna. Rihanna is her name. Now, a lot of people know that this is INXS, and you're like, you know, everybody knows that. Not everybody. I've heard these guys called INXS, which, again, if you're just reading it and you don't know, I mean, they are in all caps, but it is actually INXS as to be in excess of something. Tom Araya. Tom Araya is how you say the lead singer's name from the group Slayer, the guy that looks like, well, he doesn't look so much like it there, but lately has been looking like some sort of crazed, evil Santa Claus. Tom Araya is how you say his name. Shit. Shit is how you would say this band's name. This one I don't get. I mean, like INXS, a lot of people know this is David Bowie, but I've also heard David Bowie, like a Bowie knife. I've also heard David Bowie. It's David Bowie. Again, I'm sure a lot of people know that. A lot of people know this is the Jimi Hendrix Experience, but they are not aware that when he was out first in the U.S., he was on Reprise Records, along with Joni Mitchell and Frank Sinatra and Chris Isaak and a bunch of others. Reprise Records, not Reprise. The guy who produced a lot of the Eagles albums, along with the James Gang and the Edgar Winter Group, and he did one Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band album. He did some B.B. King. His name is Bill Szymczyk. Bill Szymczyk is the producer of Hotel California and The Long Run and One of These Nights and On the Border and many others. Now, this group is called Morgan. Or the guy is called Morgan. A lot of people know that. Very easy to pronounce. But I'm going to get real arty here and just let you know the guy that originally did this painting here. His name is Edvard Munch. Edvard Munch, not Munch. The only reason I bring that up is because I said that one time and I got corrected. It's actually Munch. It is not Munch. That is just how it looks. He is Edvard Munch that did the painting there, the Scream. Another song title to go along with Sadness. The Mamas and the Papas, going way back to the 60s. The song that Mama Cass had to sing about herself being fat because John Phillips is a jerk-off is called Creaky Alley. Creaky Alley, not Creek Alley. And that just about wraps it up for our songs. Just one name left, and that's this fuckface. His name is Robert Fithen. Okay? It's real simple. It's 2 syllables, 6 letters. I don't know why everybody gets this wrong. I mean, my name doesn't get really said that much in the vinyl community, but when it does, and it just did again, that contest I entered with bad lyrics, 2 people in that video, the winner video, said my name wrong 2 different ways. Robert Fithen. Not Frithen, not Fiften, not Fithen, not, Sixthen or Fourthen. Fithen. There's only 1 F, 6 letters, 2 syllables, not fither. What is so hard about that? Usually when people mispronounce names, it's like they will take away letters or something, or take away full syllables if it's too, big, long, run-on name like Jenfrinson Minton or something like that. Mine is 2 syllables. Why do people feel like they have to add letters to something? It's like, wait a minute, 2022, life is not complicated enough. I think I need to add some syllables or some letters to a name. It's not Frithen, it's Fithen. You could even say the the other way of saying TH, the non-vocal way, like Fithen. You want to do it that way? Fithin or Fithin. Either way is acceptable, but it's not Frither, it's not Fifthyn, it's not Frithin, it's not Fithian, it's Fithin. It's real simple. It's 6 letters and 2 syllables. Please. Robert, and that just like Robert, 2 syllables, 6 letters. Robert Fithin. That inspired me to do this whole video. Because, I mean, it happened again. I got people on live streams with me every week that don't say my name right. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Robert Fithin. I say it at the beginning of every video. Robert Fithin. Again, if you want to say Fithin, you can do that as well. I'm Robert Fithin. Thank you so much for watching, and please keep the great Final Community videos coming. I always enjoy those. Please consider liking the video now that I've given you a lesson.